Well, here it is. I found some sumac. This isn't staghorn sumac, but it is the edible sumac that people generally use the berries to make a sumac tea. But these berries look a little sparse. I don't know if you can see that. There's some more over here. There's one. See, those are a little sparse. That's what you would use. The main thing you want to look for is the red berries with little hairs on them. And I don't know if you can see the stem on this, but the stem is smooth. It doesn't have any hairs. I think this is smooth sumac, but I'm not entirely sure. There's a few different species. The one I'm looking for is staghorn sumac. And these are some small sumac plants. I think it was Sam Thayer that said he'll eat the young shoots in the early spring sometimes, but you would have to refer to his book for information on that, because that's the first I've ever heard of that. But I think this is smooth sumac. Even these young plants, they don't have any hair on the stem, and staghorn sumac has hair on the stem like a staghorn, like a buck in velvet. That's the way to ID staghorn. Here's a little toad. I don't know, hopefully you can see him. I think I almost stepped on him. I figured I'd stop real quick and at least show you the sumac berries, even though these aren't ones that I would harvest because they're a little sparse and they look like they've been washed out by the rain and stuff. And it's a different species of sumac, so I thought that was interesting. I generally just find the staghorn around here. But I'm gonna keep moving around. I'm gonna head on down through here and get back in the woods around this swamp and hopefully find that big stand of staghorn sumac I was looking for. Well, I just started heading back through this field to get back to the trail, and I ran into a nice big stand of common milkweed. And I already showed this before on one of my vids, but I wanted to get up a little closer. Some of these still have flowers and flower pods on them, so I wanted to show you that. A lot of these, the pods are getting real big. See that? And soft. And at this point in the game, to me, those are a little too old to eat. As I get more experience, I may experiment with the larger ones and see if I can find anything worth eating on them. But here's what the flowers look like. Hopefully you can see that. My camera isn't the best, but generally the flowers that I see have a slight purple tint to them, white and purple. But you can look online and find some really good images of the flowers and stuff, but I just wanted to show you the different stages. Here's the old flowers that are wilting away. And there was a couple that still had the unopened flower pods. I harvested a couple of them. I don't see any more. I'll show you what I harvested. I just kind of walked around here in 5 minutes and grabbed up some of the smaller pods and a few of the flower pods as well, and stuck them in this bag. But as you can see, the ones I'm picking are really quite small, basically an inch or less, but they're nice and hard and they don't have any rotten spots on them or anything. Some kind of beetle on that one. Here's the flower pod. That's what the unopened flower pods look like. And they're pretty good. Kind of like little broccoli heads, but they're loose, a little bit looser. But anyway, figured I'd just show you that. Got the white milky sap all over me. I have heard that the milky sap can cause dermatitis in some people. It can cause a skin reaction. So if you do harvest these, just be aware that that sap could cause you a problem. It may not be too likely depending on your tolerance for this kind of stuff, but once I cook these up, they'll be real good eating. I sauteed some in butter, and they were a little bit bitter, and I had boiled some of the unopened flower pods in water, and they were just slightly bitter as well. But if we put butter or beef gravy or something on them, or mix them in with some other food, the bitterness was unnoticeable. Some authors say that the true milkweed is not bitter at all, and that may be true for that author and the people he has experienced it with, but this most definitely is common milkweed, and in my opinion and the opinion of the people that I've fed it to, it does have a slight bitterness, but it's not so bitter that it's intolerable. I kind of have a low tolerance for bitter foods. I don't much care for them, so maybe that's why I notice it more than other people. But I just wanted to make you aware of that, and also make you aware that even though somebody has a whole lot of experience with something, there's always somebody else that has a different opinion based on their experience, and we all have different tastes and smells. And so I think when you're I guess the main point I'm getting at is when you ID something for the table, don't rely on one source or one characteristic of the plant for your identification, because especially if that characteristic is taste or smell, because everybody's taste is different. So what tastes good to me might taste bad to you, or vice versa. So just keep that in mind. You know, research everything thoroughly and form your own opinions, and you should be good to go. There's a monarch butterfly, 2 of them. They love these things. Here he comes. Oh well. Talk to you later.